Welcome to Puppetized Children's Church.
Chitter, 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 chitter. Bork, bork.
Chitter, chitter, chitter. Wow, what do we have here? Do we have a friend, Porky?
Bork, bork, bork.
Yeah?
This is Porky's friend Matilda.
Oh, Matilda the hedgehog. Yeah, is she so prickly you have to wear gloves, Anna? Yeah, to hold her for a long time. To hold her for a short time, she's kind of okay. But if she gets grumpy, then she tends to curl into a ball and be a little bit prickly. Yeah, we hedgehog sit for her very often, and the people who had her decided we should just keep her, so she gets to live here now. Yes, and she gets to join Children's Church today. Do you want to bring her a little bit closer to show him Matilda? Yeah, there she is. She is an African pygmy hedgehog. Chitter, chitter. Yeah, very exciting. All right, so what else has happened this week? Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh, Chitter says in school they read a story about Zeus. Oh, well, can you tell them who Zeus is? Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh, Chitter says back in Jesus' time and before, the Gentiles, the people who weren't Jews, they worshiped lots of gods. They weren't really gods, but one of the big ones was Zeus, and he could throw lightning bolts. Choo, choo. Oh, so he makes for some interesting stories then. Chitter, chitter. Yeah, makes for good stories, but probably not so good to worship. Yeah, the Jews, they thought the other people the Gentiles who worshipped all these other gods, they thought they were crazy. Those gods weren't even nice. They lied and they fought and they cheated. They were not nice at all. But the Gentiles, they thought the Jews were crazy to only worship one God. Even though it was a nice God, they thought there has to be more than one. It didn't make any sense to them. So everybody thought everybody was crazy. But we know there's only one God. Chitter! Yep, one God. And that worshiping other gods doesn't make any sense. And I think Matilda agrees. All right, Porky, could you tell us our memory verse today, which has to do with our story? Oh, did I say that our story today has Zeus in it? It does. Our story today has Zeus. And this memory verse.
Bork, 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 Porky. Turn away from these worthless things. Turn to the living God. Acts 14:15.
Turn away from these worthless things. Chitter, chitter. Like Zeus, like worshiping gods that aren't really gods, or statues or idols or whatever. And turn to the living God. Acts 14:15. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Chitter says the memory verse is too long. I didn't come up with a song for it, Chitter. Chitter, 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 chitter. I know, but we can do actions with it. Would that help? Chitter, chitter, chitter. Oh, yeah, that was our bird clock. It's noisy. Chitter, chitter. Okay, so actions. So how about turn away from these worthless things. Turn. You don't have to do it with Matilda. She probably wouldn't like it. Yeah. Turn to the living God. Acts 14:15. Is that better? Chitter, chitter. Yeah. Okay. One more time, all together. Turn away from these worthless things. Turn to the living God. Acts 14:15. Oh, we need a song, and Garrett isn't here. Anna, do you have a song for us today? Woo! It's okay. We did not drop the hedgehog. Do you have a song for us today, Anna? Noah? Oh yeah, Old Man Noah. Should we do a hedgehog for the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And what does this hedgehog say? Yeah, this hedgehog hisses at us whenever she's unhappy. She's really happy right now. She's not rumbling and hissing at us. Old Man Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O, and on that ark he had a hedgehog, E-I-E-I-O, with a here and a there, here, there, everywhere. Old Man Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O. Oh, who can we do for the next verse? Do we have anything in our story today that we could do for another verse? Is there a cow in our story today? Wow, we've got Zeus and a cow. Ooh, there's a magician too. Yeah, we've got two stories today. We've got all sorts of interesting characters. All right, how about cow? Old Man Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O, and on that ark he had a moo, here and a moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo. Oh man, Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O. Oh, we need one more, how about a lion from Anna's shirt? Whoa, does she need to be put away? Okay, we're gonna put her away before we drop her. She wants to wander around and look for food in her cage. All right, we'll do a lion for Anna's shirt. Oh man, Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O. And on that ark he had a lion, which hopefully did not eat the cow. E-I-E-I-O. With a roar here and a roar there. Here a roar, there a roar, everywhere a roar. On man Noah had an ark, E-I-E-I-O. Okay, we've been doing stories from Acts, and we've already said in our stories today we have Zeus and a magician and a cow. Yeah, but not yet, cow. You have to be patient and wait until your turn, till you come in. That's a very hard thing to do, especially for cows for some reason. Yeah, we have an impatient cow. So the people have been, well, the new Christians have been telling other people about Jesus, but there's still lots of people who don't know about Jesus. And so we need to send somebody out to tell about Jesus. Well, in the church at Antioch, which was a big city north of Jerusalem, there were prophets and there were teachers. And one day while they were worshiping God, the Holy Spirit spoke. Chitter, chitter. You want to be the Holy Spirit? Chitter. Okay. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter, 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 chitter. Oh. Set apart Barnabas and Saul for me, the Holy Spirit said. I have a special job for them. Oh, okay. Here we have Paul or Saul. He'll mostly be called Paul from now on. And remember, he used to be putting the Christians in jail, but he doesn't do that anymore. And then we have Barnabas. Now, Barnabas, his real name was something else. They called him Barnabas, which means son of encouragement, because he was such a good encourager. He was so good at saying nice things to people and just encouraging them to keep doing stuff. He was a really nice guy. So God said that he had a special work for them to do. So the prophets and teachers fasted and prayed, and they put their hands on Barnabas and Saul kind of to tell them, okay, good job. And a helpful cow. And then they sent them off. Well, Barnabas and Saul were sent on their way by the Holy Spirit, or Paul, and they sailed to the island of Cyprus, where they met an evil magician. Yeah, an evil magician. Not a cow, an evil magician. They met an evil magician. Do we have our evil magician yet? He was a helper to the governor, whose name was Sergius Paulus. Here's our governor. Yes. Now, the governor was a smart man, and he sent for Barnabas and Saul because he wanted to hear about God. But the evil magician, whose name was Elymas, he opposed them. He wanted to keep the governor from becoming a Christian. He did. Now Paul was filled with the Holy Spirit, and he looked straight at Elymas, and he said, "Squawk, squawk, squawk." He said, "You are an enemy of everything that is right. You cheat people. You use tricks." And he also said, "Squawk, squawk, squawk, squawk. Now God is against you, and you're going to be blind, and for a while you won't even be able to see the sun." Right away, darkness came over him, and he tried to feel his way around and find somebody to help him out. But, he couldn't see anything. When the governor saw what had happened, he believed. He was amazed at all the things Paul had taught about God. Well, Paul and Barnabas went to lots of towns, and sometimes people listened to them, and sometimes they didn't. And sometimes the Jewish leaders would get jealous of them and chase them away. Just like they'd been jealous of Jesus, they would get jealous of Paul. Hi, cow. Yeah. So Paul finally said, you know what? I'm going to go teach the Gentiles about Jesus because they will listen to me. The Jews didn't want to listen, so Paul is going to go to the Gentiles. When they got to the town of Lystra, there was a man who couldn't walk. He couldn't walk. Oh, is that you, Porky? Are you the man who can't walk? Cal, you are not a man who can't walk. Sorry. Cal, you need to be patient. It's almost your turn. Almost. You need to wait a little bit longer. Yeah. So Porky, are you the man who can't walk? Yeah. It says in the Bible he had never been able to use his feet, not even since the day he was born. He listened as Paul spoke. Paul looked right at him and saw that the man had faith to be healed. So Paul called out, "Squat! Stand up on your feet." The man jumped up and began to walk. The crowd saw what Paul had done, and so they shouted, "Kaylee, Kaylee, Kaylee! The gods have come down to us as people." They thought that Paul and Barnabas were gods, like Zeus. That's what they thought they were. Are you a god, Paul?
Squat.
Are you a god, Barnabas? Okay, yes. We're ready for the cow now. Just outside the city was the temple to the god Zeus. And the priest of Zeus, he brought some cows to the city because he and the crowd wanted to sacrifice them to Paul and Barnabas. They did. They wanted to sacrifice those cows to show them respect. I know, cow, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But when Paul and Barnabas heard about this, they ran into the crowd and they shouted, "Squat, squat, squat, squat!"
Beep.
Yeah, okay, I was hoping you'd shout too, yes. And they shouted, "Friends, why are you doing this? We're just people, just like you. We're bringing you good news about God." And then they said the memory verse, "Turn away from these worthless things, turn to the living God." God's the one who made the heavens and the earth and the sea and everything in them. And cows too, yes. And Paul and Barnabas, they told them all these things, but they still had trouble keeping the crowd from offering sacrifices to them. But they succeeded. It's okay, cow. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Can I continue now, cow? Paul and Barnabas went to more towns, and then they went back to some of the towns they'd been to keep telling him about Jesus. And finally they went back all the way to the church at Antioch where they had started. They had started lots of new churches and told lots of people about Jesus. And it had not been easy, but Paul was going to go on 2 more of these trips, and we call them his missionary journeys. And he's going to teach lots and lots of people about Jesus. And he'll teach the cows too. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any questions today from our story? Do you have one, Paul? Yeah. What's your question today? Actually, Perry is your puppet name. Animal name. Sorry.
Squat, squat, squat.
Oh, you want to know if there are still people who need to learn about Jesus, and if there are still people like Paul who go out and tell them about Jesus?
Squat.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Chitter, 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 chitter. And since it's such a really good question, Chitter thinks we should ask Kevin. Is that okay with you, Perry? Cal, do you think that's a good idea? It's really hard to tell what the cow thinks. Other than it's annoying. Are you hungry, cow? Yeah, maybe so. All right. Well, let's go ask Kevin our question.
Oh, hey, there's a globe there. Cool. Oh, that's Africa. South America. North America. Camera. Ah! Hi! Kids! Wow. Wait, where there's kids, there's another puppet. Where is it? Ah, there you are. Hi, Perry.
Squat.
Hey. How are you today?
Squat.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Ah, I found the globe.
Squat.
Mm-hmm.
Squat.
Hmm? Yeah?
Squat, 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 squat.
Oh.
Harry wants to know if there's still people who don't know about Jesus, and if there are people who go out like Paul and tell people about Jesus. Because Perry was Paul in this story today.
Oh, yeah. Well, the answer is yes to both questions. Those are really important questions too, Perry. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, you know, this last year, I met a person who lived in the United States all his life, but didn't know anything about Jesus. I mean, he heard of him, but he just didn't know anything about him. So I got to tell him a little bit. Yeah. And so that's one of the things I do. I tell people about Jesus all the time. And I have some friends who are missionaries in a country that had a lot of people that didn't know anything about Jesus. Maybe they heard of him, I don't know, but the missionaries went there to tell them about Jesus. They lived in Mozambique, it's over here. So kind of right there. Yeah, down there close to Madagascar. I've been to Madagascar. I helped tell people about Jesus there. So yeah, they were just like Paul. They went there and they lived there for 15 years. And they taught people about Jesus there. And then they came back to the United States. They taught a lot of people. And they started some churches just like Paul did. So yeah, there's still a lot of people that do what Paul did. And go around to new places and teach people about Jesus and help start new churches. And there are still some people in a few places in the world who have never even heard of Jesus. Yeah, and so if they hear about him, it's all very new. But there are a lot of other people in a lot of other places all over the world who have heard of Jesus, but don't really know about him. There might even be people like that in your school.
Squad.
Yeah, so when you go to bird school, you might know some friends who don't know about Jesus.
Squad.
Uh-huh. And so if they ask you about him, then maybe you could tell them about Jesus a little bit. Tell them what you know. That's one of the reasons that we go to Bible class at church, is so we can learn about Jesus, so we can tell friends about Jesus. Yeah. I think you're sitting on the North Pole.
Squad.
Yeah. It's okay, I don't think it minds. Just don't squish the polar bears.
Squad.
Yeah.
Squad.
Thanks, Perry. That was a great question. Two questions. Yeah. All right. I wish I could fly. Let me see if I can do it. It's not working. Of course, I don't see any reason why I couldn't fly. I mean, somehow I can walk, even though I don't have legs. I'm not sure how that works. I think it comes from watching lots of VeggieTales.
Squad.
Yeah. Hi, kids! Hi! I'm glad to see you. Can you see me? Are you in there? How do you guys fit in there? I can't figure out how they fit in there. Why is there a person behind the camera? Hello.